What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Team Fish Knuckles YouTube channel. Today we have the Southaven City's top four. On the left, we have Blake Pennington, who does play the Yveltal Zorg deck, and we see on the right we have John Collier. We know he's playing the Night March deck. We both featured these players early in the round, and we didn't showcase round 5. If you heard earlier, in the last round there was a problem with the video. We couldn't record it, so sorry about that. But here we go, top four. I think it's an interesting matchup. It's a rematch of the Memphis City's finals, where we saw the Yveltal Zork Gallade deck versus the Night March deck. So we'll see what happens this time. Does Night March take the victory or not? We see John start with the Bronzer, which is, you really don't want to start with that, but it is good to protect basically your Night Marcher's turn 2, because if Blake doesn't have a Lysander, he really can't attack John's, Punkaboos and or Joltix. And also, if you're confused, this whole week, Monday through Friday, I was out of town playing the Tennessee Marathon, so I didn't have time to produce videos. So hopefully, watching these Southaven cities will be okay. And also, I got a bunch of footage from over the weekend. I did record every single game, so expect a lot of cities to be coming out. But back into the game, we saw a Battle Compressor discarding 3 Lampets. We see an Ultra Ball discarding a Metal and a Lysander to get a Shebe. We see a Trainer's Maul for 4. Grabbing probably the Acrobike, or maybe the Sycamore. Okay, the Acrobike looks like John's going to go for it. John doesn't have a supporter card, then you might want to grab the Sycamore, but if John's YOLOing it, he's going to discard the a Joltik. We see Joltik come down, Shaman draw some cards, Acrobike, discarding another Joltik. We see a Trainer's Mail. When does John's turn in? Who knows? Looks like he's going to get another Ultra Ball. Okay. The party keeps on going for John. It just keeps on going along. And let's see. He does have the DC in hand. He can put those down. He'll put the DC down to the Joltik. And let's see what else he can do. John could just pass. Okay, yep, we'll see pass. And on to Blake's turn. Now, John has enough next turn to knock out whoever he wants to. What? No, he doesn't. If Blake gets a Gallade down, John cannot knock that out. But everything else he pretty much can. Okay. So let's see what happens. We'll see a Battle Compressor from Blake. Let's see what he decides to discard. I think he's contemplating how to get a Gallade out. We see a Maxie's Lysander Gallade. We see an Ultra Ball discarding 2 cards. We see a Zora. Wow. If Blake has a DCE Versiga right now, that is a great turn 1. An Yveltal and a Versiga. Did he have a DC in his hand and he decided not to play it down? I wonder why he did that. Maybe he wants to attack with Yveltal with the Dark Energy and Muscle Man to take a knockout. We see a Trainer's Mail. Look at the top 4 cards of his deck. He's got double Floatstone. That's not good. You can Floatstone a Zora, so that way you can stand in and retreat at any moment you want to, which I think is a great play. I think he flashed him like his other hand, saying, like other cards, saying, look, I had nothing really good. But let's see what Blake does. Does he have... Oh, he actually puts the Floatstone on the Gallade. Very interesting. And we see Premonition top 5. Looks like he's moving to Dark Energy to the active. Now, Blake has an Acrobike. This would be really good. Let's see. Does he have an Acrobike or not? Blake does have Jirachi as well, which could help him out in this not the mirror match, but in this Night March match. We see John has an Ultra Ball. He could discard the Trainer's Mail and the Buddy Buddy Rescue, get out a Bronzong. Okay, he's going to opt to get a Shaman. Maybe he doesn't have a supporter card in his hand. I thought I saw a Verseeker. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he doesn't have a Verseeker. But like Blake getting the Gallade out turn 1 is great for him. He can basically knock out these Shamans over and over again and basically win that way. You see a Shaman drawn up 2/4. We see a Pumpkaboo. Okay. DC going to Pumpkaboo. We see a Floatstone retreat. And we will see a Night March for the knockout. Looks like John will take the first prize card. Now let's see. Maybe. Oh, he's contemplating Versiga for Lysander. He could. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's only 100 in the discard pile, or 5 Pokemon, so you can't knock it out yet. We'll see a Dark Energy, a Zoroark, a Jirachi, and a Judge. So you can put both players at 4 cards. Look at Blake playing the old Judge. I think it's like the Undaunted Judge, maybe, if I can't remember correctly. It is the League promo card. That they handed out a couple years ago. I do have a box of that somewhere. I need to find those. I have like a box full of like old League cards, and we both see both players get 4 cards. And we will see, okay, a Premonition. If you ever play Gallade, make sure you always use Premonition. I know I play against somebody sometimes. I play against people sometimes, and they don't use Premonition. It's such a good ability, so make sure you always use it. Blake's going to put the Versigo on top of his deck. That way he's good for next turn. We've seen Acrobike discarding the Dark. Wow, that was an amazing play. He basically made it where he could play the Acrobike, getting the Verse Seeker, and discarding the Dark Energy to power up a Pokemon this turn. So we'll see a Oblivion knock out the Joltik, put a Dark Energy onto the Zoroark, sorry about that, and it takes a prize card. Now, John's in a weird situation because John has both Shamans out, which, you know, Blake can easily Lysander for knockouts. That's like 4 prize cards right there that Blake could take. And let's see what John decides to do this turn. He's looking at how many DCs in discard pile. He does have a DC, so he could potentially attack with... Oh, he looks like he might power up the Shebe. Maybe John does have a Metal Energy in the discard pile and he can't get a Bronzong out. If he has got a Bronzong, then he'll be okay. He can Metal Links to the Pumpkaboo and go that route. We see a Sycamore being discarded. We see Lampet being discarded. I like how he tucked it under there. That's pretty funny. And let's see what else he goes for. A Metal Energy. Okay. I do like that a lot. We see an Ultra Ball, Bronzor, DCE, and it looks like a Dimension Valley. Oops, I dropped my phone. Now, the thing is, John could Sky Return, basically, and make it where he has a support. Oh, he has a Verse Seeker in his hand. What? Okay, yeah, John's good. Just Ultra Ball those two. Get down to Bronzong. Don't Metal Links yet. You wait till after you play all your stuff. And then you Verse Seeker for Sycamore and see what you get. So let's see. Verse Seeker for Sycamore. Going to discard his hand, draw 7 new cards. Looking for a Dimension Valley for sure. And they're contemplating something. Okay. I don't know what just happened there, but they definitely just high-fived. Maybe John had no cards left in his hand, and they high-fived for that. We see a Metal Links going down to Joltik, or Pumpkaboo, and we see another Pumpkaboo come down. And we will see a Night March for a bunch of damage. Alright, so we see Yveltal get knocked out. 4 to 5 on price cards. And we see an Acrobike from Blake. Look at the top 2 cards of his discard or deck, discarding the Yveltal EX. There's no way Blake wants that Yveltal. He does have a Dark Energy as well. We see an Ultra Ball discarding Battle Compressor and another Battle Compressor. Could get down another Yveltal or Zora. Either one is fine, which is good for Blake. You wouldn't get multiple Yveltals and Zoras down. Blake can easily use Yveltal this turn and then Oblivion for the knockout. We see a Verse Seeker as well. Let's see what Blake decides to go for. A Lysander, bringing up Shebe, put a Dark Energy to Zorak, and we will see a Mind Jack for the knockout. We see a Premonition as well. You better put that DC on top of the deck. That's what I definitely put. Or maybe not. Yeah, see DCE. I like that play a lot. A DC, Muscle Band, and some other stuff. You just want to draw to DC for next turn, and basically secure your win if John doesn't pick up that Shaman. Or no, he doesn't secure the win. He just can go down to 1 price card. Alright, on John's turn. He does have that Pumpkaboo ready to go. John could put another Metal Energy to that Pumpkaboo on the bench, which we'll see right there. Do we see a Metal Links or not? We will, which is good for John. He will have 2 Pumpkaboos ready to go for the following. He'll have 1 more Pumpkaboo ready for next turn if Blake does knock out this Pumpkaboo on the active spot. Now let's see what John does. He's got a Battle Compressor, discarding another Battle Compressor. Let's see what else he'll discard. A Teammates and a Hex Maniac, or no, Bronzong. That seems fine. Let's see. Okay, Hex Maniac and a Teammates. I do like the Hex Maniacs can be discarded because you can use the turn to just Hex Maniac, making where Blake can't really draw into anything. You see Retreat into the Pumpkaboo, and we will see a Night March for the knockout. John will take 1 prize card, going out of 3. Now they're all tied up 3 to 3. We see the Zoroark or the Gallade come up, and let's see what Blake has. He's got the DCE, he's got a Zoroark. He could use Zoroark to take a knockout this turn. He's got a DCE. He does have a Verse Seeker as well. I would actually, if I was Blake, I would Lysander the Shaman and take a knockout while you can. Before John... Oh, he's going to bring it up that way and knock out Zoroark. Okay, that's good either way. I was going to say, better make sure you knock out the Shaman before John maybe you Sky Return to pick it up. So we see 5 Premonition. Put a DC probably to the active. And this is where I actually attack with Gallade, because if John knocks out the Zoroark, and if Blake doesn't have a supporter card, I don't think he can knock out the Gallade. I think it does 60 base, which is 40 with resistance. So I might attack with Gallade this turn. So he goes that 1 prize card. We see the Pumpkaboo come up to act spot. But either way, Blake's pretty much has it. This is such a bad matchup for Night March if you get the Gallade outs. Like, it's just... Like, any match, if you get the Gallade out, you are good to go. Like, you're going to win the game. So, we'll see what happens from John. John will need some kind of, like, disruption, like a Judge. What else does he need? Basically, just a Judge. If he can Judge this turn, I don't know if John even plays Judge. But we've seen Acrobike getting the Trainer's Mail. He's got a Lysander, Verse Seeker. Like I said, if he has to judge, he needs to judge Blake this turn. We know he's going to top deck that DC to basically attack next turn. So let's see what John decides to do. Night March for the knockout. Going down to 2 prize cards. Did Blake have a Verse Seeker in his hand or not? And there's Sycamore. Okay, so Blake had the supporter card in his hand. So not that big of a deal. Blake was ready to go, and we see Blake go 1-0 against the Night March deck. Now, even though John took the early prize or early game, it comes down to how many, who puts down how many EX Pokemon. Whoever puts down the most EX Pokemon is probably going to lose the game. Now, both these decks do rely on Shaymins. Don't get me wrong. John did have to draw those Shaymins, did have to drop those Shaymins to stay in the game. That's just part of Pokemon. If you don't draw hot and you have to draw Shaymins, you get punished sometimes by that. Both these decks can punish people by playing down Shaymins. John can easily knock out Shaymins. Blake can now easily knock out Shaymins, and basically that's kind of where we are in Pokemon right now. Basically, who can knock out the other people's Shaymins while knocking out the other Pokemon as well. And if you're able to do that, you're going to win the game. And that's why we see both these decks being fairly strong, because both those decks can knock out Shaymins constantly while being able to knock out other Pokemon as well. And that's why both these decks are basically the top 2 decks in Standard right now. We're going to see basically both people set up. And let's see what happens. Looks like Blake mulligan. Yep, mulligan right there. Now John does have some Pokemon to decide. And let's see what happens. Alright, so John's going to draw one from mulligan. I imagine John is going to go first. Usually always going to go first. There's some debate going on. Do you go first or second with Night March? I think you still go first regardless. Alright, so we see an Yveltal coming down. Well, I don't know. We'll see what happens. We'll see what John decides to do. Like I said, I've never played. Like I said before multiple times, I've never really played Night March before. So we'll see what happens. John draws first turn, getting a Trainer's Mail, nothing. And let's see what else John's get. I mean, Trainer's Mail for nothing is usually never good, especially when John plays like multiple battle compressors in his deck. We see a Joltik coming down. He's got the DC in his hand for next turn, but it's like John doesn't really have anything. He's got Verse Seeker, he's got some Metal Energy, some support, and no supporter cards, so that's, yeah. There's 2 Verse Seekers, 2 DCs, and a Bumblebee, I think. We see a Dark Energy going to Yveltal. We see a, is that a Floatstone or a Muscle Man going to Zora? I can't really tell. We see an Ultra Ball from Blake, discarding a Zoroark and a Muscle Band, probably getting out Shebe. Wants to draw some cards. Unless he's got a supporter card already in his hand, then of course grab the Yveltal. It's interesting that he grabs the promo Yveltal instead of the regular Yveltal. It's pretty funny. They do the same exact thing. It's just one is promos and one is not. We see a Sycamore discarding his hand, drawing 7 new cards. I think they're high-fiving every time they they don't have any cards left in their deck in their hand before they use the Sycamore, which is pretty funny. So we see a Battle Compressor for Blake, probably discarding a Lysander, Maxis, and a Gallade, which we see right there. Blake's done this every game, which is really, really good. I see that Blake does have double Trainer's Mail, and he has the capability next turn. Okay. Oh, we see he actually... Oh, okay. Blake said, can I take that back? And John's like, yeah, you're fine. And so John lets him take him back, getting a Dark Energy in the discard pile, because Blake realizes he doesn't have a way to get a Dark Energy in the discard pile. We see a Blipwing knocking out Pumpkaboo, and let's see what happens. John does get a Buddy Buddy Rescue. He could pick up the Pumpkaboo to last 1 more turn. Blake doesn't have any Pokemon in his discard pile. And we'll see a pass. Oh, no, it's not looking for good for John. We see a Dark Energy going to Yveltal. We see a Trainer's Mail. I'm not sure what he grabbed. I definitely saw an Ultra Ball. Okay, so he did draw into another Ultra Ball. An Ultra Ball discarding a Dark and a Trainer's Mail. He'll probably get out a Zoroark this turn so he can stand in and do whatever he wants for the following turn. So he gets the Zoroark down. We see a Floatstone going on Jirachi. We see a Trainer's Mail. Oh, he has 3 Golden Verse Seekers. Oh my goodness, that is pretty crazy. I guess that's what happens when you play Golden cards. They clump together. Or do they? I don't know. I've heard rumors that they do. And we'll see another Sycamore. And they high-five again. That's what I'm talking about. Alright, so new 7 cards from Blake. And man, this is kind of just rubbing at John's face. Like, haha, I got all these supporter cards and everything while you don't have anything. And on John's turn, he top stick a Muscle Band. And we see Blake advance to the finals. And Blake actually wins the whole tournament. In the finals, they actually didn't happen. The other person in the finals had to go. So Blake ends up winning the whole tournament. There's no finals, and Blake wins the whole tournament. So there we go. Like I said, there is no finals match. They actually didn't play it out. The other person had to leave. And Blake ends up winning the whole tournament. All right, so there we go. But thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the Southaven cities, and hopefully you enjoyed this week of just, constant Pokemon games Monday through Friday. Next week, don't worry, we'll have 6 cities to put out, and they'll eventually come out slowly over time. I'm not sure if I'll do them once a day, or if I'll do them all in one day, like on a Saturday and Sunday. We'll see what happens, what I decide to do. But hopefully you have a great day. Hopefully you did. I hope you went to a marathon, and hopefully you had some success. Have a great day. Alrighty, bye.